It's Friday, the paycheck lands. New shoes, dinner out, a couple of tabs you meant to close and never did. And by Monday morning, you open the banking app, and the number is almost exactly where it was 2 weeks ago. You worked 80 hours, and you have nothing to show for it. And the strangest part is you can't even point to where it went. My name is Ed Callahan. For 35 years, I managed money for people who had a great deal of it, and I retired a while back, which means I have nothing to sell you. No newsletter, no course, no app with my face on it. What I have is a routine, 8 moves you make every single time you get paid, in order, and if you run them in order, the paycheck stops disappearing on you. Let me walk you through it. First, though, I want to take something off your shoulders. You have been told the reason you're broke is the coffee and the takeout and the small indulgences. That is a story the industry loves because it keeps you staring at $5 problems while the $1,000 ones run in the background. Roughly 2/3 of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck, and it is not because they lack discipline. It is because the money is designed to move. The moment it lands, it is already spoken for by an overdraft fee, a credit card rate, a fund that skims a % a year and calls it a service. Think about the tax refund that shows up in spring. You treat it like a gift, a little bonus, found money, and you spend it on something shiny. It was never found. It was your own money the government held all year and handed back to you without a dime of interest. That is the whole game in miniature. Your money is always somewhere you can't see it, working for somebody who isn't you. So this routine isn't about guilt. It's about getting to your own money before everyone else does. Move 1. Before you save a single dollar, you need to know your number, and almost nobody does. Open a blank spreadsheet and write down what it actually costs to be you for 1 month. Not the fun version, the survival version. Rent or mortgage, and you want that under 30% of what you bring home. Food, call it 10%. The unglamorous bills, insurance and power and phone, another 10. Add those 3 together, and you have your baseline, the bare minimum to keep the lights on, and a roof overhead. The goal is to keep that baseline under half of your take-home pay. If it comes out over, you don't have a spending problem, you have a math problem, and the fix is 1 or 2 big swaps, the apartment or the car, not a lifetime of skipped lattes. Move 2. Once you know the baseline, you build a wall in front of it. 6 months of that baseline number, sitting in a boring savings account, doing nothing, which is exactly its job. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans could not cover a surprise $1,000 bill from savings today, and about 1 in 4 have nothing set aside at all. So when the transmission goes or the job goes, they reach for a credit card at 20-something%, and a $1,000 problem becomes a $2,000 one. The wall is what stops that. It is not an investment. It is not meant to grow. It is meant to be there at 2 in the morning when everything has gone wrong at once. Move 3. Now you go hunting for the debt that is eating you alive. Not the mortgage, not a reasonable car note. I mean anything over about 10%, credit cards especially. Let me show you why the urgency is real. Carry a $6,500 balance at 19.5%. Pay only the minimum, and you will be paying that card off for more than 8 years, and hand the bank close to $7,000 in interest on top of what you borrowed. There are 2 ways to kill it. The avalanche, where you attack the highest interest rate first, is the one that costs you the least. The snowball, where you knock out the smallest balance first for the momentum, is the one people actually finish. The math prefers the avalanche. Human beings prefer the snowball. Pick the one you will stick with, because the best plan is the one you don't quit. Move 4, and this is where you stop playing defense. The moment the high-interest debt is gone, you invest, and you do it in a specific order, so the tax code works for you instead of against you. Start with your 401k, but only up to the match. If you make $90,000 and your employer matches 3%, That is $2,700 a year they will hand you for showing up. Turning that down is the only guaranteed 100% return you will ever be offered in your life. There's a second gift hidden in there too. Put 10% of that $90,000 salary into the 401k, and the taxman only sees $81,000 of it, so you lower your tax bill in the same move. After you have the full match, go to a Roth IRA, where you pay the tax now and never again, so every dollar it earns for the next 40 years comes out the far end untaxed. Only after those two are handled do you open a plain brokerage account. Match first, Roth second, brokerage third. In that order, every time. And here is the number I most want you to feel, because it is the whole reason the order matters. Suppose you put $6,000 a year into the market from age 25 to 65 and earn what the market has averaged over the long run, about 10% a year. You would retire with roughly $2.5 million. Take that same $6,000 a year and hide it under the mattress instead, and you would have $240,000. Same paycheck, same effort. The difference, more than $2 million, is not money you earned. It's money the compounding earned for you while you slept. At that rate, your money doubles about every 7 years without you lifting a finger, which is why the dollar you invest in your 20s isn't really a dollar. By the time you retire, it has become 10. That is the true price tag on the dinner you don't even remember eating, not the $40. The 400 it would have grown into, which brings me to move 5, and it is the one that will save you from yourself. You do not try to be clever. When the market drops, and it will, the instinct is to stop, to pull your money out, to wait on the sidelines until it feels safe again. That instinct has cost more people more money than any crash ever did, because to time the market, you have to be right twice, once on the way out and once on the way back in, and almost nobody is right once, so you don't play. You put in the same fixed amount every month, no matter what the headlines are screaming. When prices are low, your money buys more shares. When prices are high, it buys fewer. And over the years, you end up paying a sensible average, while everyone who tried to outguess it is still standing on the sidelines, waiting for a signal that never comes. Move 6 ties the whole thing together, and it is the one nobody talks about because it isn't exciting. Automate every piece of it. Have the paycheck land and split itself the same day. One slice to spending, one slice to savings. The investing pulled out automatically before you ever feel it leave your hands. The reason isn't laziness. It is that willpower is a battery, and it drains as the day wears on. A plan that depends on you making the right choice 1,000 times will fail on the 1,000th. A plan that happens without you asking never has a bad day, never gets tired, never talks itself into just this once. Set it up one time. Then stop thinking about it, and give that attention back to your actual life, because time is the one thing on this whole list you can never buy more of. So there it is, the entire routine. Find your baseline, build the 6-month wall, kill the high-interest debt, take the free match, then the Roth, then the brokerage, keep buying straight through the noise, and automate all of it so it runs without you. None of it is clever. That is the point. The people who end up wealthy are almost never the ones who found a secret. They are the ones who did the boring things in the right order for a very long time. I'm not going to point you at another video or ask you to buy a thing, because I meant it when I said I have nothing to sell you. All I will ask is this. If any of this made the picture a little clearer, subscribe, so the next person the algorithm shows it to is someone who needed to hear it. And I am curious about one thing, so tell me down in the comments. Of the 8 moves, which is the one you have been putting off? Be honest. I read them, and half the time the comment section teaches me something too.